the Dallas Mavericks do take care of business against the Charlotte Hornets, which the Hornets entered the game in the worst 4-game stretch in NBA history, losing by an average of around 35 points. So the Mavs obviously needed to take care of business in this one, and they did. They only win the game by 7. It was close. It was a tied game with 4 or so minutes left. I mean, it was a little uncomfortable at times for the Mavs. I will say this. These are still NBA teams. So you look at it and you see the Hornets have lost by an average of 35 points over the stretch of 4 games. And might just assume, yeah, we need to win by 35 points as well. That's not really how it goes. These teams do play with some pride. Pride is on the line. And Skin mentioned on the broadcast, I noticed it as well watching, the Charlotte Hornets coaching staff was super engaged in this one. Super engaged in this one. Like, you could tell that they really wanted to at least not embarrass themselves again. And it's not easy to win in the NBA, right? It's not easy to be in the NBA. Do you think any college team could beat the Wizards? No. A college team would get the best college team would get obliterated. Obliterated by the Wizards. So anyways, Kyrie Irving, 25 points, 11 of 24 from the field, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Took the game over in the fourth quarter doing classic Kyrie Irving shit. Shout out to Kyrie Irving for that. 18 points for Klay Thompson. He really has looked good lately. I just Kyrie struggled in this one. He looks tired. He looked tired last night, which is growing a little bit concerning for me. Ideally, you play the Charlotte Hornets, who have lost by an average of 35 points over the last 4 games. Ideally, Kyrie Irving's not playing 38 minutes. Like, this is a game where you hope maybe we can get 29 or so minutes out of Kyrie. Take care of business. Take care of business early. Like, Kyrie played maybe 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. But no, 38 minutes. The minutes are just stacking up for Kai. It's concerning. Yeah, bad first half for Kyrie. Couldn't make shots, but he started to get going in the fourth quarter. And, the thing about playing this Hornets team, especially this Hornets team without LaMelo in this game, once Kyrie gets going, the Hornets don't have the guy to match that, right? Hornets don't have the guy to match that superstar flurry, unless you get just like a crazy performance from someone. And Mark Williams, they started the second half going to Mark Williams a ton. He had 26 and 16. It's a great stat line. I don't think he was particularly great in this game. I absolutely do believe the Lakers avoided that trade because they realized it wasn't a good trade for them. I absolutely think that's what happened. But I don't think there's much you can convince me that wasn't the case. I'm sorry. Matt Moore on Locked On said Kyrie isn't a leader and that's why we will struggle. How the hell is that why we'll struggle? Kyrie's definitely been a leader for the Mavs. Maybe he's saying he's not someone who's like a super reliable go-to guy, which, I guess I could see the argument there, but he's been fantastic this year. So that's not even a third of my concerns with this team. Not even a third. Max Christie's production's gone down a little bit. I do think he played well last night. I just would like to see him more involved. I want him to get 10 plus shots every game, if I'm just being honest with you. Naji Marshall. So, man, this is starting to get very spooky. I'd kind of been warning you guys about this for a while. They're like, hey, the Naji Marshall 3-point stuff is a little scary. The Naji Marshall 3-point stuff's a little scary. The Naji Marshall 3-point stuff's a little scary. He's 30% from 3 this season. He's in a bad shooting slump currently. And what's, I think, even worse is he's not even looking to shoot. He's 25% from 3 in February. He was 30% in January. So since the start of the year, what does that leave him? Since the start of the calendar year, Naji Marshall, 27% from 3 in 21 games. Defenses, the book is out. Defenses, we've seen this over the last week or so. The Lakers didn't guard him from 3. The Warriors didn't guard him from 3. The Hornets didn't guard him from 3. Teams are now leaving him completely by himself, which is really bad, especially for this current Mavs team, because you're going to have somebody else on the court at any given moment. You know, Kessler Edwards only played 5 minutes in this game, so it looks like the Kessler Edwards experience is coming to an end. But I appreciate and applaud Kessler Edwards for what he did as a small ball 5. But you got Dwight Powell. You're going to have Dwight Powell out on the court quite a bit. Moses Brown had 31 minutes in this game. I'll talk about him here in a second. But I believe he only has 1 game left as a member of the Mavs, because the Mavs can't give him another 10-day, and they can't outright sign him. So his second stint with the Mavs is coming to an end here in the coming few days. But with Dwight Powell back, and you're going to get more Kessler Edwards minutes, there's already going to be another player on the court at any given moment that's not getting guarded out on the perimeter. Tomorrow's Moses' last game. So Naji can't be one of those guys too, because then all of a sudden you've got 2 guys that defenses aren't checking for from 3, and that just really fucks with your spacing. Especially when you don't really have like a super reliable go-to vertical spacing threat in the form of like a Gafford or Lively or AD even. So it's getting alarming for Naji Marshall. And again, what's getting alarming to me is he's like not even really looking at the rim. He went 0 of 6 from 3. He probably could have attempted 13, 14 threes last night. That's how wide open he was. That's how wide open he was. It's getting alarming. And you know, Naji at least is a decent enough playmaker. He at least has that floater, so he can attack that space. You know, like Kessler Edwards isn't attacking that space. Omax currently is not really attacking that space. Naji can attack that space and make something happen. But it's an alarming trend, because it's looking like this could be like an unplayable type of thing come postseason time. Moses Brown is only available for 1 game, and Kessler Edwards only has 10 games left. No, it's 10 days, not 10 games. No, Kessler Edwards is a 2-way, and that's, I don't remember the games. It's like 50-something, 40-something, 50-something games. 10 days, 10 days. But the Mavericks can't sign Moses Brown to a 10-day because he's been in the league too long, so you can't sign multiple 10 days, I think is what it is. And they don't have the salary space currently to just outright sign him. So you have 1 day left of Moses Brown. Which, let's talk about him. Kudos to Moses Brown, man. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He played really well. Seriously, he did. Shout out to him. The Mavs just desperately needed it, and you kind of got glimpses in this one. He was a plus 14. Kyrie was a plus 21. You got glimpses in this one where it's like, man, all the Mavs need is just like a center who can do some things. Like just one center who can do something out there, who could just be like big under the rim. The team just looks so much different, man. The team looks so much different, even with a guy like Moses Brown. So, shout out to him. He seems like a really, really nice dude. In his post-game presser with Skin, he just seems like a really cool dude, really, really down-to-earth, nice guy. And so I'm happy that he showed out in this opportunity that he got to start. And shout out to him, man. It is kind of sad that tomorrow it will be it. for him, unless I'm missing something. From everything I saw on Twitter, Mavs CBA, it seems like there's no real possible way for Moses Brown to be on this team after tomorrow night. Just give us. You got one more in you, Moses. No, he can't be on a two-way. He's been in the league too long, I think, is what I saw. Get one more in you, Moses. One more in you. Shout out to the Exodus. He had a great game last night. I can't. Who's the Exodus? I can't keep up with. Is that Moses? I can't keep up with all the NBA nicknames currently. What is which one have we settled on with Tatum? It was the anomaly for a bit. Why the fuck would Tatum be the anomaly? Horrible nickname. Horrible nickname. And then it was, I saw the Boston Samurai or some shit. Was one for Tatum. The Green Gooner. Good God. The Paradox for the Pistons for Cade Cunningham. Well, I'm not necessarily opposed to it. But what's the Paradox? The Shamrock Samurai. That's the one I saw. That's not terrible. The Duke of Boston is good. I'm not sure why that didn't catch on more than the anomaly. The anomaly is just, yeah, my Pistons are rocking. But what's the Paradox for Cade? I don't really get it. Yes, he went to Duke. That makes it. So the reason why I'm against the Paradox nickname is because I think it's setting yourself up for jokes. Because the first thing I saw, someone on Twitter was like, what the fuck is, like, why is Cade a Paradox? And someone said, good player on the Pistons. And I was like, okay. You see how you're setting yourself up there? You see how you're setting yourself up? What is the Paradox for Cade, though? I haven't seen the explanation for what the Paradox is. Is it like, hey, a guy this good offensively is also really good defensively for a guard? Is that it? Paradox. He loves Doc Martens. Yeah, the forced nicknames aren't it. They just aren't. They just aren't. You want to know something weird? Did I stream this game? Did I stream the MLK Day game? I have no recollection of it. I literally don't remember a thing about it. Like, what happened in this game? We missed every three-pointer. Oh, my God. 18%. Jesus Christ. Oh, is this a Spencer terrorism game? Sorry, can you please tell us whether Katie to the Mavs would be a good move or not? Are we ready to get into the Katie stuff right now? I want to talk a little bit about the Lakers-Timberwolves game, but should we